Redefine what a gig is into whatever truly connects with and excites your ideal fan, the people you love creating for. Hi, I'm Draven Gray with The Unleashed Singer, where we combine over 50 years experience as professional singers, songwriters, producers, recording engineers, and more to help you become the singer you've always wanted to be. Now, you may have heard me say before that building a singing career isn't about how, but about who. About how to do it, about who you get to do it. Now, not about how are you going to do all the things that need done, about who you can get to do it for you. Here are the top 5 team members you need for a successful music career, a successful career as a singer, who surprisingly isn't who you think. Most importantly, you. No one else has the same passion you do towards your vision. Know your vision well. Know where you really shine. Know who you serve well, your ideal fan. And then know what actions you want your audience to be inspired to do, how you want them to react to you, and how you want them to categorize you among the other artists they listen to. For the team you build around you, let's start by splitting your team into 3 categories: legal, creation, and distribution. Even write that down. Legal, creation, your creative team, and the distribution, or those that are distributing and getting it out there, or rather getting in front of the right people. So first, you're going to need an attorney. Right? That attorney will save you so many headaches. Like, put everything in writing, everything. Band agreements, collaboration agreements, copyright splits, stage plots, tech writers for venues, contracts for services with venues, everything. And have your attorney check any contracts and agreements before you sign. That'll save you so many headaches. If that sounds expensive, then come up with the contracts yourself and then hire an attorney to look them over. If that still sounds expensive, then start asking who you can afford or who you can become friends with and be willing to help you because you're adding value to them too. There's online services for this that are cheap too. So put it all down in writing. I'd say a band agreement even, because you need to know what happens if y'all split up. Who's able to do the songs? Did y'all have copyright splits that y'all agreed to? Is it more on the initial copyright? The songwriter, whoever wrote the lyrics and the melody, they own the copyright and nobody else gets anything. You need to know that. You need to know, once we start making money, how are we going to split that? Put that into a band agreement. Those are legal agreements. You need that writer with the venue that you're going to be playing at, especially if you're renting out a venue and you're hiring their sound guy to do the sound and he doesn't show up for like a couple hours late and he didn't look over your tech writer and you had all this extra stuff in there that he needed to know, and now he's confused, and you have it in the tech writer. They agreed to that tech writer. They need to follow that, or at least try to accommodate you. I'm not saying be super strict with it. I'm saying protect yourself. Protect yourself in a way that you're not going to be liable for things, or you laid it out at the beginning that this is how the songs are split. And when this band member leaves, they already agreed to that if I leave, I'm giving up my rights to those songs, whatever it may be. Put it in writing. Second thing you need is not a booking agent, but a graphic designer. Okay, I think if they do photography, it's even better, but somebody that can handle your visual side of things. If they're not a photographer, great. Go out, get a friend, take 300, 400, 500 photos, and then choose the best. You're going to have some good photos in there. Some of them will be good. Hey, hire somebody on Fiverr to edit it for you, if that's what you have to do. But you need a graphic designer, somebody that can take those visuals, put them into a really cool way to showcase you. And somebody that can help you with the website, somebody that can help you with your flyer, somebody that can help you just have a visual representation of your music and your brand. So whether that's your website, your photos, your merch, the imagery, your imagery has just as much of a first impression as your music. So even your merchandise, even like everything about your imagery is is going to say whether they want to. It's going to help them make the decision whether they want to click on your stuff or not, if they want to even hear your music, because that says a lot about who you are. You've probably heard me talk about Hardcore Happy Guy before. Here's this website I found when I was looking for examples of good websites and good press kits, and the whole website, was like dark gray clouds and like a cemetery or maybe a chapel on it. I don't remember completely. It's been years, but he he had a picture of himself standing on there too. It's like buffed up and his shirt was off and he had like some really cool tattoos. And you're thinking, oh, this is dark. This is either going to be like heavy, some good metal stuff, maybe some industrial stuff. Kind of looks goth a little bit. And this is going to be dark and it's probably heavy. And then you press play. I press play on his player and I'm like, wow, this is not what I expected. It's singer songwriter acoustic coffee house stuff. What? I moved on. It's not what I expected at all. Not to say his songs weren't good, but it's not at all what, like this disassociation. Like when I press play, I expected to hear a certain type of music. I could have gone a few different ways, but at least expected to hear something kind of dark, maybe a little tough, maybe a little hard. So didn't happen. Don't be that guy. You need to know what your imagery, what do you want them to do? What type of action are you trying to inspire them to do? Do you want them to be like, oh yeah, this is going to be dark. This is going to be awesome. Let me click and play. I want to hear this. Just your imagery in general. How are you inspiring them to action? What do you want them to do with that? You want them to bang their head to your music. You want them to expect that. You want them to show off these really cool designs you have on your shirts because you chose a really cool direction with your visuals that people who don't even know you think, hey, that's really cool because you know your ideal fan and you know what they like and you're designing after that. Okay, so what do you want them to feel? What's the second thing? You want them to feel. How do you want them to feel? When I'm on here, I'm thinking, oh, dark. This is good. Dark, heavy. That's not what that sounds like. So what do you want them to feel as a whole? We're talking about branding here. Your visuals, your music, your personality. What type of feeling do you want them to have? Do you want them to feel heard? Do you want them to feel happy? Do you want them to feel sad? Do you want them to feel angry? Do you want them to feel connected to somebody else? Do you want them to feel that camaraderie all built around one of those other emotions? So what do you wanting them to feel? And how do you want them to remember you? How do you want them to categorize you? When they say, oh, this is the perfect band for that road trip. This is a perfect band for, I'm angry right now. This is the perfect band for, I'm just feeling good. I want to dance a little bit and clean the house. Whatever it is. This is a perfect band for riding to. How do you want them to remember you? Think about that. And if you know your ideal fan, you'll have some good ideas about how they would use your music, when they would use your music. And the third thing I would say on your team, and we got into a lot. So I kind of went off a tangent in branding there with your graphic designer. So you have an attorney, a graphic designer, and third, I would say, still not a booking agent, but a social media and marketing person. Somebody that can keep up with social media for you. Whether that's a program that you're able to schedule stuff on, great. But what if you had somebody else doing that? Because it's not a lot of fun scheduling everything out for you. Have somebody else doing that. Have somebody who feels like a part of the team too. Have somebody you're paying to do that. Just schedule it all out. Make sure we're on top of it. Help us come up with a plan. Somebody that's in there, maybe it's one of your top fans that would love to help out, would love to moderate your groups and make sure that everything's being responded to, and make sure that if somebody asks a specific question that maybe you need to answer this, this, because me answering it's not enough. They're asking for a specific band member. Maybe you're saying, oh, you can pretend to be me. That person better be a part of the team. They better know who you are and what personality and what branding you're putting forth. But a social media marketing person will help you gain more fans and connect with those fans and gain more fans because of that. Okay, get them to teach you what works. Get them to teach you how to test and measure what works and what your audience is responding to. Like, keep in contact with them over that. They don't have to be a full-time employee. Somebody just helping out now and then. They can be somebody who just reviews what you're doing and helps point you in the right direction. So really put a focus on connecting with your ideal fan, that person you connect most easy to, the person you understand the most, that guy that could be your best friend, that person that is you just enjoy creating for and they enjoy you creating for them. Like, who is that ideal? Put a focus on connecting with them and get that social media person to teach you how to do it. Basically, the idea is here you're outsourcing anything that doesn't energize you so you can focus on what you love, what actually does energize you, and the ways you personally enjoy connecting with your ideal fans. Okay, now the fourth person you need to hire for your team for a successful career is, still not a booking agent. Oh, get a good recording and mixing engineer, even if it's one of the members of the band. Right? You want what you're giving your ideal fan to be quality. And to quote YouTube's Edge, one good song will do more for you. One good song will do more for your band than 2 years of gigs. Get those songs out, but get them quality. So find that engineer that's putting out really high quality stuff. Work with them. In the meantime, get that member of the band to work with them too, or you yourself, if you're a solo artist, especially if you're a solo artist, work with them. Get them to teach it to you as you go. There's tons of courses out there. If you enjoy doing that, if you don't, it's who, not how. Hire that team member, or maybe they're a temporary team member, somebody you go back to regularly. Find that person that engineer that can record you and put out some good music, some quality music that competes with the pro stuff, or at least moves that direction and doesn't sound like you recorded it in your bedroom, even if you did. Oh, a lot of pro artists do now. So there's that. So the fifth person that you need to hire for your team is, surprise, not a booking agent. So rather than jumping on other people's shows and venues, making money off of you, I want you to consider creating your own events. Think of an event manager. Redefine what a gig is into whatever truly connects with and excites your ideal fan, the people you love creating for. With my production company, it used to be band, The Silent Still. What we did is we created this show called Rock Circus Masquerade. Now, we didn't go into this just thinking, we're going to do this show with a bunch of acrobats. It's going to be a rock concert mixed with Cirque du Soleil, mixed with a masquerade ball. No, we went into it thinking we're not connecting with our fans in the way we want to, and we're not enjoying these little shows here and there as much as we would like. What can we do that would really excite our more ideal fans? We had an idea. What if we combine these things? Rock Circus Masquerade. We didn't know what to call it at the time. We're combining different elements. Our fans like these things over here. We really knew our ideal fan. They like live shows because of this, but it's lacking this. Someone like cosplay because they get dressed up and be cool, but it's lacking this type of experience. The live shows aren't as immersive as they would like. They like Cirque du Soleil. That'd be cool to have some. We know an acrobat tribe. Why not get them involved? We know this troupe of acrobats. So we kind of had an idea of what to do, and we put it out on what's called a lean canvas. A lean canvas is like a one-page business plan where you list who your ideal client is, the problems that they're facing, the solutions you offer, what makes you unique, and you start to get buzzwords, you start to get all this other stuff on there. But we wrote it all out that way and say, okay, so they like these things, but they're missing. We keep hearing them complain about elements that they're missing. They wish that they were this way. Everything's written down. Now let's sit down with at least 10 people that fit that ideal fan, at least 10, and talk to them about it. Not interview them about it, but talk with them about it. Hey, here's our idea. What do you think? Man, they like went off on these ideas that they were idea factories. Like, oh, it'd be so cool if you did this and if you did this. And oh man, you could make it this way. And what we noted, if they're not all saying the same things, we're prepared to go up to 30 people and kind of take the majority of what they're all saying. But these 10 people, we knew our ideal fan enough that these 10 people we sat down with were all saying the exact same things. And we built our show off of that. So they said they want this. That is a cool idea. And they all said they want that. Let's do that. They all said they wanted this. They all said, wouldn't it be cool if this? Let's do that. They also said, Rock Circus Masquerade, that tested really well with them. We asked a lot of people about that. It said it's very straightforward. You know exactly what you're getting into. They gave us all the buzzwords to put into our marketing. They gave us everything we needed to know and everything we needed to say to get their attention. And that's how we built our marketing off of it. And I can say, one Facebook ad did way more for us than much higher budget with flyering and postering everywhere. We were able to nail that market with all the right words, and we filled the room. So we'd rented out our own venue. Nobody really knew who we were. We sold tickets at about $20 a ticket, and we filled the room with 500 people. And they were all in costume. They were all there for a masquerade ball. And, we had acrobatics, and we had a horror playwright that kind of interjected story into it. And we had the big show and the lights and everything. It was awesome. We had everything there, and they loved every minute of it. And 10 people out of those 500 knew who we were. And we just did a $10,000 show with a cast and crew of 40 people. What? What local band do you know that does that? Well, you can. And you can do that as a solo artist. You can do that just as a singer. You can create an event rather than a booking agent. Let's think about an event manager where you get someone's help to create an event, whatever your more ideal fan would want. That's not necessarily just another concert. It's not you just joining another concert and you're just another person on stage, another local band, another local singer. It's not just a coffee house show. It's an experience. They come to that coffee house and it's by coffee by candlelight. They come to your show because it's a beer fest. That's why they're there, because they love to drink beer. I had one of my students even say that. I'm like, so what do your ideal fans love? What type of event would they love to go to? So, well, not really a masquerade. So you don't have to do what we did. Like, what do your fans like? So, well, they really like beer. We're in Denver. There are microbreweries everywhere. Throw a beer fest. Headline it. Nobody needs to know who you are. They're going to come because of the beer. They're going to stay because of the beer. They're going to hear you and think, oh, wow, this guy really knows what we're about and connects with us. Throw an event of your own. And test your ideas too. So from there, which way do you want to go? Now you have those 5 people on board. Which way do you want to go? What helps you meet your goals? A videographer, photographer, someone else? And what helps you play to your strengths and connect with your ideal fan? I want to say if you want help with any of this, please reach out to us on unleashsinger.com.